What is going on, guys? It is a Scorpion HD here, back again with another video. Today we've got something a bit different. This is some Driveclub gameplay. This is a game that was originally slated for a PS4 release date of the same time of the console. However, it was bumped back a year, delayed for a year, and it's also there's been a PS Plus free version of this game promised, which still hasn't been delivered. So this game has had a pretty rough start in relation to stuff like that. It's been pretty controversial. However, it's currently priced at around £20 on the PS Store, and that's a digital version of the game. So I decided to pick it up about a month ago, and I've been playing it quite a lot recently. Whenever I first got it, I wasn't really playing it that much. However, I've been playing it quite a lot recently, and I've got to say it's a really solid racing game. Out of the three car games on the PS4 at the minute, Driveclub, The Crew, and Need for Speed Rivals, this is probably the best one in terms of realism and actual races. Because The Crew is very arcadey. It's more like well, it's free roam. It's a free roam game, kind of like Forza Horizon. And Need for Speed Rivals, it's kind of the same story, except it's a Need for Speed game, so it's it's a bit different. Saying that, Driveclub, it kind of tries to be a realistic racer, but it's kind of arcadey in the same way. It's kind of in between something like Gran Turismo and Need for Speed. But yeah, it's definitely a real fun game. They've added quite a lot of things to this game since it's come out. It's actually it's kind of surprising how much they've added. They've added features like, well, this week, actually tomorrow, they're going to add replays. They've already added like a photographic camera style thing like that. It was kind of the same story with Infamous Second Son, where you can take photos in game and stuff. And they've added quite a wide range of cars to the game as well. I think the Lamborghinis are being implemented into the game tomorrow, because obviously this game launched with quite what many people would describe as a weak car list. There was only around 50 cars, and most of them were European cars, like Ferrari, Maserati, McLaren, stuff like that. Here we are in the Renault Alpine, which is actually a DLC car. I bought the season pass to this game because I've been enjoying it so much. So yeah, I decided to buy the season pass, and I got this car. This was one of them. It came with that, obviously. They've released, I think, 3 expansion packs already, and we're about halfway through the season pass DLC, with obviously the March update coming tomorrow, bringing more in that Lamborghini pack, as I said. But yeah, the Renault Alpine here, and the McLaren F1LM, which you'll see a bit of footage of hopefully as well, if not already. Yeah, they're both DLC cars. The McLaren P1 is in this game as well, and I must say it's probably the best in-game adaptation of the McLaren P1 in any racing game. It goes so far as actually allowing you to use the DRS and the curves that the actual McLaren P1 has. So yeah, it's definitely got some nice touches in terms of realism, and when it comes to graphics, I don't think this game can be beaten by very many racing games. You could argue Project Cars, yeah, that's probably going to be a one-off, I'd say. That the graphics and that look a lot better than any racing game. But this definitely is a nice looking game, and whenever the weather effects are on, holy shit, I haven't seen a better looking game in a long time. There's no actual gameplay here of any of the weather effects, but if you have some free time, take a quick YouTube search, Driveclub weather effects. They're actually unreal. It goes so far as if you were to play in the rain at night or in the snow at night, like it's nearly unplayable. It's so realistic. But yeah, I've talked about this game in a positive manner. That's kind of because I feel like this game isn't really getting the audience or the amount of players that it deserves. Yeah, it had a rough start, don't get me wrong, and I'll always remain critical of that. It seemed like this game was just doomed to be a failure, sorry, as soon as it was released, because obviously it was already delayed for a year, and then the online services, which this game has a lot of. As you can see there, that was a cornering challenge in which, you know, I was to challenge someone else's, and there's another one. You challenge other people's, you know, scores for cornering and drifting and stuff like that. They're like nice added touches, I guess. Nothing major, but yeah, it's nice to see that kind of thing in a racing game. It definitely improves the whole social aspect of it. But yeah, the online servers in this game were shit. Like, they basically were non-existent. It was another GTA 5 online fiasco with this game in the first few weeks of its launch. And considering that this game has, you know, it's pretty heavily based around the online gameplay, yeah, it didn't really get off to the best of starts. And the online still to date, it's good whenever you get into a match, don't get me wrong, but it seems like it takes forever to get into lobbies and stuff, and sometimes you'll just get kicked out pretty randomly. So yeah, I definitely think that there's room for improvement in terms of the online and the lobby system in this game, because for example, you can't even play like a 1v1 versus your friends. You have to, you know, go into a race with, say, 6 other people if you're, you know, a party of 2. But yeah, as I said, you know, they've added a lot of stuff. They remain, Evolution Studios, they remain open to suggestions and, you know, stuff like that in order to improve the game. And I genuinely feel like that this is a developer that's really keen to see this game do well and improve in the long run. So yeah, hopefully it'll attract the player base I feel that it deserves in the near future. Because, you know, for £20, it's probably not far off a bargain, if I'm honest. You know, there's quite a lot there in terms of content already. Obviously, I decided I wanted to go a bit of the extra mile and get some extra cars and tracks and, you know, tours and stuff like that, which, you know, I felt it was warranted because I was playing the game so much. You know, I've pretty much played this game all weekend because if you know that I used to play, well, I still do play FIFA and Call of Duty, but they've kind of ruined those 2 games for me in the past few weeks in terms of, you know, playability, because FIFA's had price ranges implemented on Ultimate Team, which I'm going to make a video talking about in the near future, and Call of Duty have brought in 15 new prestiges, taking the prestige count to 30, you know, and I'm only prestige 7, so I kind of don't really want to play the game anymore, if I'm honest, because there's not a chance that I'll get to the maximum prestige. But yeah, guys, I just kind of wanted to make a video like this to get my thoughts and opinions out on Driveclub. Definitely a great game in terms of, you know, racing games on the PS4 at the minute. It's probably not beaten. Project Cars in April could, you know, top it, probably will top it, because that game just looks amazing. But yeah, guys, I do feel that this is a game that's been treated, not unfairly, but treated like shit, basically, and I think it deserves a bit more of a chance. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and yeah, cheers.